Good morning, everyone. This is Rachelle with Grief Recovery with Rachelle. Today, I thought we would talk a little bit about a different grieving experience than you've probably thought of. I think a lot of people, myself included, when I thought about grief before, it always included a death or a divorce, something really big. And those are definitely grieving experiences, but there are over 40 different types of grieving experiences that have been identified. And one of them is moving, which I thought was so interesting. I didn't realize that before. So, as growing up for myself, a family member years ago helped me count out moving, how many times I had moved. And by the time I was 14, I had moved 16 different times. Of course, many of those I didn't remember, but there did come a time about third grade that I was aware that we were moving. I was aware that I was leaving my friends. I was aware that I was leaving my school again. I was aware that I was going to have to start a new school. I was aware that my home would be different and the way that I felt about where I lived was changing. And I didn't realize just how much that was, of course, until I went to my own grief recovery 8-week program way back when. But I've seen it in my own children. I think it's been 5 years now, we moved to where we are now. And my son was 7 at the time, or 8, and now he's 12. So he would still talk about that old home, the memories he had in that old awesome backyard that we had, and he missed his room. He just really liked the house. And when we moved here, I did all the things like, oh, it's going to be so great, and it's going to be so exciting, and it's going to be awesome, son. You're going to have a new room, and you're going to this new school, and we'll have this new friend. And my husband and I did help him make friends, but what we didn't know to do was to help him grieve the loss of that old home. We didn't realize that kids really experience loss when they leave a home. And not only just kids, ourselves included. Now I have learned tools on how to help him through those grieving experiences, how to help go back and clean out that pain that we left him with. But again, I didn't realize that it was so painful. So for myself, going back, that loss of home, I was losing what I was familiar with, which the definition of grief is conflicting feelings. There are 4 different definitions in the book. The one that I really like is conflicting feelings from a loss experience. I definitely have experienced conflicting feelings, even just with my own move, the one that affected my son. Of course, I was excited to move. I was excited to move to the town I had always hoped to live in, a town that I knew was great for my kids and my husband, a town I knew offered great schools and just good overall family life. But what I didn't understand was I would really feel sad to miss my patterns. I would feel a loss. I would feel like I didn't know how to make friends. I had to start over. I had to figure out where things were and how to get there and what people were like and are they going to be my friend and accept me. And going back, I had really experienced that my whole life. Every move just left me feeling like I didn't know how to fit in. Such a loss of my comfort, a loss of my familiar patterns, a loss of what I knew to be normal and just my everyday life. And so I hope that as you're looking at your life and you're thinking of grieving experiences, that you don't limit yourself to just death or divorce, your own or someone else's, because those are definitely grieving experiences too. But moving is a big one. Moving changes everything you know to be familiar. Moving changes what you consider to be safe because you're going into the new, unfamiliar, unknown land of a new home and maybe a new town, maybe a new state or a new country. And that can really be painful. It could really be confusing. It could just be hard. And for me, I was really sad at the same time that I was celebrating those conflicting feelings, which by definition is grief. But of course, for me, I did hide it, suppress it, just focus on the positive, which does have its place. That's very important, to not just dwell on the negative. However, it's not healing pain. It's not healing anything that's hurting inside of you. So in grief recovery, we learn to identify, recognize what events have caused us grief, and then we learn on how to find relief from any pain or conflicting feeling that we may have had. Again, from any loss, but today I just really wanted to focus in on moving because something happened this week that jogged my memory. Oh yeah, that was a big deal. So I hope that you're patient with yourself as you move and you are trying to adjust, or maybe you moved long ago and you're just full of pain on the inside, but then also with other people who may have had the same grieving experience, they just didn't know it was grief. I hope you enjoy your day, this short little video and insight into a little bit more about grief. We love you, and we'll see you next time.